So, you're thinking of moving to Austin. Well, in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about a suburb of Austin. Today, we are talking all about Leander, Texas. Let's go. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's Dominique here, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking all about Leander, Texas. Hi, I'm Dominique, or my friends call me Dom. You can call me Dom. I am a realtor in Austin, Texas, in the greater Austin area, and I talk all things real estate related. So today we're talking about Leander, Texas. Leander is a suburb of Austin. It is northwest, it's about 30 miles northwest of Austin, about 15 miles north of Cedar Park, Texas, and it is a growing area of Austin for sure. It's one of the most popular areas. It was one of the fastest growing cities, I think in 2018, 2019, and it's just seen an incredible amount of growth over the last few years. Everyone that I speak to that's moving in from out of state always asks about Leander when they're considering where they want to move to when they're coming to Texas. The population of Leander in 2023 is around 81,000, and it's been growing at a rate of about 10% annually. So it's been growing a tremendous amount over the last few years, and it looks like that's not stopping anytime soon. It's projected that it's gonna continue to grow at about 10% each year, so by 2029, we should be around 145,000 in population for Leander, which is crazy. What used to be a small, sleepy town has definitely just seen an incredible amount of growth. So a lot of people are moving here, and I'm gonna share the pros and cons as to why they are. So as always, I love to start off with the positives, so we're gonna start off with the pros. One of the biggest draws to the area are the schools. So Leander is served by Leander Independent School District, and Leander Independent School District covers a wide range of communities. It serves a wide range of communities from Leander to Cedar Park to Georgetown, Jonestown. Did I mention Round Rock? In 2015, the school district was rated Met standards by the Texas Education Agency. Of course, in the last several years, Leander has seen a ton of growth, so that has put a strain on the school districts. So we've seen a lot of zoning changes for the school districts in order to alleviate, the population growth that we've seen. And there are gonna be new schools, well, there have been new schools that have been built, and there are new schools that are in the plans for the upcoming years. It is allowable to transfer to different schools. Some of them transfer in because they offer different programs like dual language programs. So it's definitely something that you can do within Leander ISD. You just want to look at the specific school that you're interested in and make sure that they're allowing you to transfer in and what the requirements are for it. Okay, so the second reason that people are moving into Leander is affordability. Leander still remains more affordable than Austin proper, and so people are definitely moving into Leander because of that. You can still find options in the $300,000 range, whereas you just can't really find that much at that price in Austin. Now, of course, depending on the house, depending on the lot size, the square footage, what kind of upgrades it has, the prices can go well over $1 million. There's homes in Leander up to $5 million. So there are a ton of different diverse options. You can get condos, townhomes, and of course, single family homes all in Leander. So just a lot of different options for all types of buyers, no matter what you're looking for. The next pro I have on my list are the parks and outdoor activities. There are a ton of parks available in Leander. So especially right now, this time of year, today is beautiful. It's 94 right now, but this morning it was in the 60s. So we're at that time of the year where there's a huge swing in temperatures. So I'm basically sending my son in shorts and a little jacket in the mornings, and then of course it gets hot and he has to take it off for recess and things like that. But it's a beautiful time of year, so it's the perfect time to take advantage of all of the area parks. So just a couple that I want to point out for y'all. There's Lakewood Park. That is the newest park in Leander. It's huge. I forget how many acres it is, but it is huge. There's a large playground, there's a splash pad, there's a skate park, they have basketball courts, volleyball courts, there's a nice walking trail in there. They've got a couple of dog parks, and then there's a large lake where you can actually rent kayaks, you can rent life jackets and paddle boards there, and just kind of, enjoy the view. And there's a ton of trees at that park, so I love it because it's nice and shaded if you want to go for a walk. And like I said, this time of year is perfect. So if you want to go check it out, definitely do that. Lakewood Park. The next park I have on my list, and I'm not going to list all of them because there's actually so many in Leander, but the next one is Divine Lake Park. It's a 45-acre park. They've got a little playground and a little trail that goes around the whole park. And just, there's a lot of space there. There's a little lake there as well, and you can do fishing and you can have non-motorized boats there. And it's actually the park where they host the annual kite festival. So they have all sorts of events that happen at Divine Lake. It's definitely another one that you want to check out. And then the last one that I have on my list is Benbrook Ranch, and that's a huge park. It is off of Baghdad. It's off of Baghdad, just north of 2243, and it's 45 acres. It's where they host the Leander Rec Leagues. They have a bunch of little league fields. It's been growing because the Leander Rec League has been growing over the last several years. They have an adult baseball field, they have batting cages, a pavilion, a playground. There's a really nice skate park, and there's also a disc golf course there. Barbecue grills and all kinds of things. So it's a really fun park, and if you're into baseball, then it's the place to be if you want your kids to be in the rec league. The next thing I have on my list is proximity to Austin. So Leander is located just off of 183A, and so if you take 183A, you just go straight into Austin. If you need to go over to Round Rock, you can take the 45 toll, and that'll take you to Round Rock. So a lot of people are moving to the area because they work in Austin and they're wanting something maybe more affordable, or they're coming here for the school districts. Leander's a great location because you're right off 183. So if you need to go into Austin, you just hop on 183 and head into Austin. And of course, it depends on the time of day that you're going into Austin. So, you know, if it's rush hour, and depending on where you're going, if you're going to downtown, you know, you definitely want to give yourself some extra time. Might be like 45 minutes to an hour. But if you're not going in traffic, then it's not bad. You can make it to South Austin in 30 minutes from Leander, depending on where you're going. So I would say super convenient. One of the things that brings people into Leander is, of course, the proximity to Austin. As I mentioned before, Leander has seen a ton of growth over the last several years. I just want to give you some statistics. So in 2010, the population was 26,000. And obviously we're just now in 2023 and we're already at 81,000. So that is a tremendous amount of growth, and it seems like it's going to continue growing. So that's exciting for Leander. And then the fifth and last item that I have on my list is small town community feel. So I think Leander is just such a cute community. It has definitely grown very quickly. So, you know, they're trying to navigate that, but I feel like the city of Leander does a really great job at hosting community events throughout the year to make the residents feel welcome, to help you meet other neighbors, meet other residents, be in community. Just a few of the things that stand out are they have the Old Town Christmas Festival every year that happens in December, and they have, you know, like a marketplace. They have pictures with Santa, live performances, they have a parade. They have that. They just had the 18th annual Bluegrass Festival, and that's an annual fall event where they have bluegrass, Americana. It's in an outdoor open field space, and they bring a bunch of different artists to the stage for a couple of nights for residents to enjoy. I mean, they have a ton of other events, but another one that they have that's really fun is they usually have a lot of fun festivals in the fall. So Halloween festivals, pumpkin patches. They're always trying to do little things and just keep the community informed of these different events that they offer throughout the year. So I think that, you know, it still does have that small town feel, which I think is really appealing about it. But you're still close to the city. You're still close to Austin, or you can still hop over to Cedar Park to enjoy, you know, more amenities. Whereas Leander, you know, just kind of still has that little small town feel to it. And I would say that people are very, very friendly in Leander, just like they are in Texas. But yeah, I would say it definitely has that community feel, and I hope that it's able to hold on to that. Okay guys, now that we've gone over all of the pros, let's get into the cons. So the first thing I have on my list is not a lot of nightlife or dining options. Listen, I already said Leander is a small town, and there's just not that much going on in Leander. I mean, like I said, there are parks, you know, there's a few local restaurants, there's some boutiques that have opened. There are things that are coming down the pipeline, like Northland Leander and other things that are coming. But right now, you know, it's just kind of, it's still a little sleepy town. Most people are going into Cedar Park and into Austin for just fun things to do, you know, whether it be a variety of restaurants that you want to visit, if you want to go dancing, if you want to, you know, go to a club. There's just not too much happening in Leander. It's a small town, you know, so it's seen so much growth so quickly that retail and commercial hasn't caught up to the amount of homes that have been built. And so there's definitely a need there that needs to be met. But you know, it'll come. It's coming down the pipeline. Things are going to be built. But right now, you know, if you move here, you're still going to have to drive over to Cedar Park in Austin. Now Cedar Park's not far. I just saw a big bug and I don't know what it was. I thought it was a wasp, but I don't think it's a wasp. Number 2 on my list is limited job opportunities. So most people that are moving to Leander are commuting to Austin and surrounding areas for work, or they work from home. Like I mentioned before, I do get a lot of people that are moving from out of state and they're always asking about Leander, but I would say the majority of people that do move here are commuting to Austin for their jobs. While the location is really convenient to 183, it still is a drive to get into Austin. Like I mentioned before, the traffic has just increased a lot over the last, you know, 10 years or so. It used to be there wasn't as much traffic on 183, but as the area has grown, the line is longer and longer on 183 heading into Austin. So that's definitely a con when you're having to commute into Austin. If you're having to, you know, give yourself 45 minutes to an hour to get into town, you know, that's definitely something that you want to consider. Of course, it depends on what area of town you're commuting to. If you're commuting to North Austin, then it's definitely not that bad. But if you're having to go to downtown or even South Austin, then you may want to consider another area instead of moving to Leander. The next thing on my list is the weather. The hot and humid summers. And I talked about this in my Austin pros and cons. I talked about this in Round Rock, and of course, because the climate's all the same around here. So it's super hot here. There's no way around it. And I know I said in one of my videos, oh, it's not that bad. Like you're inside or you're in the water, which is true. But this past summer was so hot, and I don't know if I just forgot or if I had amnesia, but it is getting hotter. So we had, I don't know how many days over 100 degrees. We had several days where it was 106, and we had one day where it hit 107. It was insane. It's just so hot. So if you're used to a more moderate climate, this will be a shock to you. You know, it may be a good idea to come in the summer so you can just get a sense of how hot it is, and that way you have a realistic view of what it'll be like living here. But the weather's nice now. Like I said, it's 95 outside right now. To me, it's perfect because anything under 70 degrees and I start getting cold, I'll bring a little jacket with me, and it's too cold for me. So right now it's perfect, it's beautiful. It was 60 this morning, and so I'm happy as a clam. Although I don't want it to be 60 all day, it's too cold. Another thing that's going on because of the heat there are water restrictions across Leander, just as there are in Austin and other surrounding areas. And so it varies by neighborhood, but usually you have a specific day where you can water. And of course they encourage you to use less water. So if you have a sprinkler system, they don't want you to use that. They do allow hand watering. It's eased up a bit since it's gotten cooler and we've had some rain, but that's definitely something that you have to deal with in the summertime with these record temperatures that we're seeing. Number 4 on the list is public transportation. Public transportation is not the best, just as in other areas. We are not New York City, we are not Europe. You have to remember we're in Texas, and about 90% of Texans have cars. So, you know, take that into consideration when you're thinking about this. But there are some options. The city has a commuter rail that connects to downtown Austin. The Red Line operates 6 days a week. It takes a break on Sundays, and it offers service between Leander to the Domain, to the soccer stadium, and even into downtown by the Austin Convention Center. So that's one option. There's also the Express 985, which operates from the Leander Station Park and Ride. It goes into downtown Austin and by the UT campus. And then there's also Pickup Leander, which is available during the weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you can go to various places throughout Leander. You have to call and they'll come pick you up. And you can go to like HEB, Kohl's, the Senior Activity Center, and just other areas of Leander. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and then the last thing that I have on my list is, and I think it's a big one, is lots of bugs and wildlife. And I can't remember if I talked about this in other videos for Austin and Round Rock, but it is a thing, especially if you're coming from somewhere like California where you don't have a lot of bugs. There's a lot here. There are a lot of mosquitoes, and it's definitely something to get used to. We have an abundance of bugs here, so just get ready. The mosquitoes I think are the worst, but I don't like bugs at all, so I hate mosquitoes. I hate wasps. I try to be nice to bees. My son is always telling me wasps don't hurt you, which yes they do, but you know, I know bees are good. I know everything is good, but I don't like things that will hurt me, so I don't like bugs. So you know, that's something you just want to be prepared for. For the mosquitoes, you definitely want to have your yard sprayed on a regular basis when it's mosquito season. And then another thing that works really well are the mosquito dunks, which you put them into like buckets around your yard, and that helps to kill the larvae. So those things really help to mitigate the mosquitoes. Another thing you'll have are large tree roaches, which, you know, if you have ongoing pest control, that'll keep that at bay. And then another thing that we've been having a lot lately are scorpions. Because of all the rain, they've just been super common lately. We actually saw 2 in our house and I freaked out. One was like, I don't know where it came from, it fell from the ceiling, but we haven't had scorpions since we first moved into our house. So I don't know what's going on, but I was sleeping on the couch and I saw something move like towards my feet, and it was a scorpion, and I freaked out. And then there was like a week later, my son saw one in the shower. So not fun at all. Definitely something you want to get pest control for to help with. But you know, it's just the season right now with all the rain, but you'll also see a lot of scorpions at places where there's like new construction and stuff. So you just want to be on a regular schedule of pest control, and that should take care of it. In addition to the bugs, we have a lot of wildlife. So you're gonna see things like deer, coyotes, skunks, foxes, raccoons. So, you know, I have the new puppy and I've been taking her out at night, and I've seen raccoons. I've been seeing skunks lately. I don't know if it's a family or if it's one skunk, but I've been seeing him a lot. And it freaks me out, but he stays far enough away. Yeah, the raccoons, they don't, you know, they're kind of scared. They don't bother you, and neither does the skunk, but I don't want to be close to it. And actually the other day, it's really funny, I saw a huge deer when I took her out run across the yard, and I haven't seen any deer before where we're here. And my neighbor has always, I'm getting off on a tangent, but my neighbor has always said that there's deer behind our neighborhood and she feeds them. But I have not seen any since we've been here, ever. And I saw one run. I need to tell her, because I was like so amazed. I was freaked out because it was going so fast and it was huge, and it scared me because I was sleepy taking the dog out. But anyway, there's a lot of wildlife here. So, you know, just be ready for that. It's gonna be, you're gonna see something while you're here. At least there aren't bears. I couldn't do that. I also had somebody reach out to me months ago. She was asking about moving to the area, and she was asking about snakes. And there's definitely snakes in Texas. If you Google it, you're gonna probably be scared. I guess how, you know, I imagine it like people that are researching Florida, like I'm scared of alligators. So that's what I think of when I think of Florida. So I don't know if people have this perception about Texas that there's snakes everywhere. We do have snakes, but I've lived here my whole life and I've only seen, you know, a handful of snakes. after she reached out to me and she was asking about the snakes, I was like, no, I've only seen so many in my life. I swear, like a month later, we were at the lake and I saw a water moccasin go across. And so I was like, oh my gosh. It was just like the timing. But yeah, I mean, I've probably only seen a few in my lifetime. I've never seen a rattlesnake. Although, you know, I've had friends that have seen, you know, lots of snakes, but I think we've seen one little snake on our property when we first moved here. It was a little, you know, little garter snake. I haven't seen many snakes, but yes, there are snakes in Texas. Okay guys, that about sums up Leander. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions at all, or if you think I missed anything on the list, or maybe you've heard something about the area and you're wondering if it's true or what the scoop is, you know, let me know. You can leave a comment below, or as always, I have my email in the description box. And if you're thinking of moving to the greater Austin area, whether it be Leander or Round Rock or Austin or somewhere south, I would love to help you. I'd love to be a resource for you. So please reach out, send me an email, or call me, shoot me a text. I would love to connect with you. Okay, y'all, thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all's support. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected with me, and I will see y'all very soon in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.